Hi everyone, welcome back. This is a journal I was asked to make by a lady called Tina, Hummingbird Designs, I think it is. Lovely lady, always so bubbly and always sets me a challenge. So this one was, Zoe, I want a rustic journal. So she sent me some pictures and I was looking through them and I thought, okay. So did a bit more excuse me, did a bit more research online, and it struck me that the thing most about what people call a rustic journal is it's all gessoed, so it looks like it's all been whitewashed, but very natural materials. I couldn't quite bring myself to whitewash it, so it's whitish wood, tree bark on the front. And there are lots of natural materials, so like hessian and string, etc., etc. And I'll show you as we go through. Now this is, the other brief was, go for it. So I have. So Tina, I hope you weren't planning on carrying this around in your handbag because this is heavy. It is a normal, for me, a normal size journal, so 6 by 8 3/4. There are about 180 odd pages, I think. I lost count. The front cover, it's a normal hardback journal. Now the cover itself this is tree bark, silver birch tree bark. If you can see that with all the knots, and I've actually taken the back off this as well to make it a bit thinner so it wasn't quite as heavy. And then we've got a sort of picture frame. I fussy cut some daffodils. The other thing was I wanted spring. So a spring rustic au naturel journal. Oh, and grungy as well. I think I got everything in there. So we've got some butterflies and Wordsworth, a host of golden daffodils. Words on the front. There are some, that's my tribute to the whitewash, I'm afraid, is the flowers. So die cut, I think these are Tim Holtz wallflowers, I think. Die cuts that I've used, and some twine, which has been glued on. And then, for the fact that it is so heavy and so thick, the rest of it is plain. And some sari silk as a fastener. So, now the cover is heavy. If we go inside, I've used my Spring Promise kit, but I will say I've altered this one because I've made it grungy, which I don't tea dye things because I don't iron. I mean, that's my husband, bless him, he does all the ironing in our house. And the thought of having to tea dye something and then iron it flat was like, no. So I have actually made this grungy on the computer rather than with tea. So cover, we have an envelope with, I haven't put this book plate on, Tina, because I didn't know if, it's up to you. It's there if you want to use it. So we have one of these little fold out things and a big tag. Now these are plain papers that I've altered. Well, I've made grungy on the computer, these ones, so, well, at least I hope it looks grungy. The other thing I'll say is, for the first time in a long time, because everything was coming out a little bit orange, I've used tea dye, the distress ink on the edge, rather than vintage photo. I've forgotten how orange it was. I did have orange fingers for a while. So we have quite thick craft paper with a picture on, and I've done bits of stamping, not too much, because I know this is for writing in this particular book. Now this is out of a new kit which I wasn't planning to do anything with until next month, but it seemed to go quite well with this one, so I've done it and I've put it in here. This is a Shades of Summer, the kit. So we have more plain papers, an envelope, some poetry, Edith Holden, of course, May Blossom, music papers, and these are just pictures I've made up to to go in the centre. So I think I've got it reasonably grungy. Little stamping. I think perhaps I should have darkened that down a bit, but I don't know. I quite like the contrast actually. That's the other side of the craft paper. Second, so we have a postcard in there. Poetry, and I love that little toad. The ATC cards, the first of a couple of collages I've done. So it is empty. We've got some crocheted doilies that I've butchered to put on the front, and some die cuts. The picture I've made up. That's out the new kits. And the centre. I was quite pleased with this paper. It does look like proper old knackered corrugated cardboard. And back in the bag. I wasn't quite sure about the orange, but I have to say it's come out really well. Another large tag. I think this is about as grungy as I'm probably ever going to get, this one. There are some people that do it and it is absolutely wonderful, and I look and I think, wow. I try and do it and it looks like the kids have been playing in the garden with it. Now this was going to be a collage, but because I was having problems closing it, I thought, you know what, I'm going to leave it like that, and I've got some pages I didn't use and I'll put them in, Tina, and you can have a play. Or maybe even gesso it so it's white like some of the other ones. That might actually look quite nice on there. There are bits of wood bark everywhere. I was wrestling with it when I was trying to thin it down. That's the bag, and that's the collage. I fitted it on the back this time instead of on the front because it's got a bit more space. I do sometimes have problems scaling things down. I don't know if that's... Well, I suppose it is. It looks like a farmhouse, doesn't it? That rustic. Another envelope. Yeah, and 6 signatures, I should have said. I forgot. Stamping. Because I know this is for writing, there aren't too many page decorations. So, bit of dictionary paper. Poem about a nest, which I thought was appropriate for a spring journal. A little folio. There isn't a tag in that one. That one's got a postcard in it. Another poem about the nest. Tag. Bit of stamping. What are we on? This is a 5th signature. So we have a huge lace pocket there with a tag. Bit of school poetry. Now, Tina described it to me. Imagine finding a journal in a trunk in an old abandoned barn. So I took the barn bit, ran with it, and so you've got pictures of, there's a cart there, some farm horses. You know me, off on a tangent at the slightest opportunity. And some more craft paper made into like a double pocket, I suppose. And the centre. And that's the back of the craft paper. I like that actually, that picture of the fern. It appeals to my sense. And there's the farm horses, and again, and again. I think when you get this, Tina, you're going to have to spend a while going through it. The last signature. So we have a countryside daffodils. Stamping. Now then, when you said go for it, I don't know if this is quite what you meant. This is I've joined 2 bags together to make like a, a page. Now I had some tree bark left over from when I cut it down for the front, so I've done all this stitching. I painted the cloth. I thought, ooh. So I put it on, took it off because it was so thick. So managed to cut it down, and that's actually the piece I took off the back. Now if this is going to be too thick, it will come off. But I think to write on this page you might need to put something underneath just to be able to write on it. But I won't be offended if you want to take that off. It's not an issue. So that's a nice, very deep bag. In the centre, so we had to finish on daffodils, same as on the cover. And that's the last of the collages. Edith Holden. These are all Gordon Benningfield, the artist these books are, that I've taken these pages from. And those. And the back page, I'm still to put my stamp on the back. So, one rather large, definitely went for it, type journal. So, Tina, oh dear. You're not going to say that to me again, are you? Go for it, Zoe. Because I've gone a bit mad with that one. Anyway, I hope you really like what you see. I know it's your Mother's Day present, so I'm not showing you the tag that goes with it. You'll have to wait for that one. And I'll hope you enjoy it. Right, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I've had great fun with this, as you can probably tell with the way I'm talking about it. And I will speak to you all later. Take care. Bye-bye.